Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camper Report show, we are going RVing to the great state of Maine. We're going to visit several campgrounds up there because Maine, after all, is vacation land.
Yep. And we're going to revisit good friends Patrice and Kevin McCabe, who just launched their fourth season of RV There Yet. And they are rocking it from one end of the country to the other with a tremendous travelogue RV show.
There we go.
Yep.
Full stories, plus all the news of the week. Bob, tell our audience where we get our news.
RV Business with Rick Kessler and Woodall's Campground Magazine with Ben Quiggle.
Stay with us, everybody. It's the Camper Report show. We've got a great one for you today. Hey, RVers, we all know the struggle. Your RV's shower head is stiff, weak, and barely does the job. Even if you've upgraded, it's probably just a slightly shinier version of the same old thing. That's why Waterpik, a global leader in water technology, created the Transform RV shower head, the ultimate shower upgrade for life on the road. With a 360-degree pivoting head and an ultra-flexible hose, you'll get full control over your shower experience, no matter where it's mounted, allowing you to reach your desired spray area and shower with both hands free. Enjoy a strong, consistent flow from soft, anti-clog nozzles, 5 spray settings, and double the massage force of other brands. Plus, the trickle switch lets you conserve water without that dreaded hot or cold water shock. Available in white, chrome, and nickel, the Waterpik Transform RV Showerhead is the upgrade your RV bathroom deserves. Head over to Amazon to check it out right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kemp Report Show. My name is John DePietro, joined tonight by Bob Zagami as always. And Bob, a lot of people think that car dealers and truck dealers and RV dealers are kind of all the same kind of business, but there were some new rules enacted in the state of Indiana, which has a lot to do and a lot to say about the RV industry that kind of differentiate a car dealer and an RV dealer. Talk a little bit about those changes that are taking place.
Well, they're on the leading edge of it. Mike Braun, who is the new governor of Indiana, was a former senator from Indiana, and he was part of the family that owns Meyer Distribution, a large
Oh,
marine and RV distribution company in the industry. So they probably have the most experienced RVer that's ever been governor of Indiana.
right.
So he worked with the industry associations to get an RV specific franchise law. The franchise law just tells how manufacturers deal with dealers, warranties, repayments, buybacks, all of that good stuff. But there's only about well, there's Washington, um,
Yep.
Wisconsin, Washington, and Maryland right now. Indiana goes on July 1st. So only four of our 50 states have it. More are going to do it because the industry has come up with what they call the model franchising law, and every state can do it, and they can make certain modifications, but they want to get out from under the automobile franchising laws because there's very little within them that really apply to an RV.
When you take into account when you go buy a car dealership, usually that one store has one brand. You don't see them selling Ford and Chevy in the exact same store. Now, one dealership may have a Ford store and a Chevy store, but
Right.
they're separate. But when you go into an RV dealership, you can see, I mean, just look at their logo on their website. Sometimes they're dealing with 20 different brands, and all of them have different degrees of the way they build their product and operate their businesses. So this new ruling will, you know what, if there's only 4 states, I mean, 3 that have it now, but fourth coming in, it could be the way that the future of the industry is going to be.
Well, and I think it is designed to help the manufacturers and the dealers, but also the consumers because it gives consumers enhanced rights if there are problems that cannot be resolved at the dealer level. So they have rights and protections to go directly to the manufacturer, go to arbitration, and work out their issues because RVs are different than cars. But also, because of this type of a law, some dealers may decide to drop some of the product lines. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have 10 or 20
Look alike.
brands on
Look
your
alike.
lot because then you're asking your technicians to understand everything about 20 brands and every model. You're asking your salespeople to learn everything about every model, the enhanced features. And that sometimes is the problem with the consumer and the dealer because there's either miscommunication or they don't know everything about it. So they want to specialize a little bit more. And if you
Yep.
do that, then you're going to have a much better situation for everybody involved with this. So it's something that's coming. We'll see more of it as these states decide to adopt it.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And speaking of brands of RVs, let's segue right into one place that dealers have seen for the past 20 years celebrating their 20th anniversary in business is New Camp. And very interesting company. And they are going through 2 decades now. And talk a little bit about that company.
Well, it's a tremendous legacy. The company is known for the quality of their products, the support of their dealers, support of the consumers, and they are hoping for another 20. So they're going to have an entire celebration for the entire year, coming
Yep.
up with different programs, different events. The other thing that's in their favor, quite honestly, is they are made in, I want to say, Sugar Creek, Ohio, not Elkhart, Indiana, where 85% of the RVs are made. And there's always situations of labor and getting the trained people. People move quickly in Elkhart. So they get a much more stable workforce. Jesse Mullet, who's the president, he says they're honored to celebrate the 20 years of craftsmanship quality and the incredible New Camp community that has made this journey possible. Well, anytime you build a good product and the consumers like it, you develop the community because they're happy people. They like the product. They want to go camping with other people who have new camp products. And their conversations are happy conversations because they do such a great job on the construction of the product. Now, they do tease a little bit here. They have something special in store, they say, to mark the milestone in a truly unique way. More details will be revealed soon, and fans won't want to miss what's coming next. So they got a lot of stuff on the docket. They got 12 months to play around with it, and here's hoping to another 20 years for them. Great company,
Perfect.
great business.
New camp. And
Yeah,
you know what? Those are new camps, new campers, but an NEW camping company, actually, well, they're 7 years old now. They started in 2018. They've got over 100 locations in 33 states. And we're talking about Blue Compass. And they just signed a marketing agreement with the Colorado Rockies. I guess they have 4 or 5 stores in that area around the ballpark. And although, you know what, Colorado's a big state, so they could be all over the place. But interesting, they're going to places that a lot of RV companies had never thought of before. They're going to, when you see the picture of that's taken from the center field camera, and you got the pitcher winding up, and there's the batter, and behind them, you've got all those ads. And now some of those ads are going to say Blue Compass. And
yep. And if you haven't watched a lot of baseball and you look at those ads, they're not in the ballpark.
right.
So they are overlaid on the screen shot
Yep.
to have them. That's why they changed number one, but they are not physical signs. The only people that see them there are the people in the ballpark and people on TV. So,
No, it's
but
interesting. Fenway, we're both familiar. Fenway has some signs that are there, but they also have some other signs that are just green screened. That when the national games, the national broadcasts come in, the ad that you might see in the ballpark is different than the ad. It's just like if you watch a National Hockey League games, you look like there's logos on the ice. They're not on the ice.
right,
They're
right.
they're only on TV. But Blue Compass is, you know what? They kind of do things a little bit differently. And John Ferrando, I've had several conversations with, and I know we've had him right here on this show.
Go. Yeah.
They look to do things differently because they came out of the automotive industry. And you know what? To get to 100 stores in 7 years, you're doing a lot of acquiring and opening your own stores. Plus, their claim to fame is they're the largest Airstream retailer in the world.
Yes, yes, this is something new for them, but they hinted at again in the article that there will be more partnerships like this that you might think to be unlikely associations. But this baseball and RVing and being outdoors is a natural for them. And the club is really excited about having it. They said partnering with Blue Cross Compass is a natural fit, allowing fans to take that Rocky spirit on the road and create lasting memories along the way. So it's a good plan for everybody, certainly good for the Rockies, and maybe they'll branch out into a couple of other sports. They're headquartered in Fort Lauderdale, so they got
Lauderdale.
some, some championship hockey teams down here. They might jump out into that, or certainly could find a couple of football teams to
Well, we'll
advertise it.
we'll see if anybody is RVing overnight at a Major League Baseball game in Denver.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, it's also I think again they're a little bit ahead of the curve, but it's where our industry is going. They're going to where the customers are. The customers are outside, and we have a much more expanded demographic base. We have young kids that are buying camper vans. We have retirement people buying big motorhomes. We have destination campers. We have pop-ups, fitted. So our base of customers and prospects is greatly enhanced. And a lot of that growth is coming from millennials and Gen Zs. And RVIA just released a study on that as part of their RV owner profile and demographic. So if manufacturers read that report in depth, and if dealers read that report in depth, then when these people are ready to buy, they will be seeing their brand and their advertising.
and you know what? Just that RV show last week that I was in the great state of Maine on Saturday morning, I said to my wife, "This is a totally different demographic than we'd see in Boston, with a much older group of people. But up in Maine, they're more into outdoor stuff." And I it was noticeable on Saturday with the number of younger people that
Interesting.
were at the show.
Yep.
So,
Very interesting.
with that being said, we want to thank our friends at RV Business and Woodall's Campground Magazine for providing the content that we talk about here, and let you know we've got a great show lined up. And Bob, tell our audience one more time what the show is that they're watching.
The Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everyone.
Attention all RVers. Say goodbye to roof worries and hello to worry-free travel with RV Roof Magic. This revolutionary liquid butyl roof coating is specially formulated to protect your RV from the elements, to extend its lifespan and prevent leaks. With simple application and outstanding results, RV Roof Magic is the go-to choice for RV owners seeking superior roof protection. Don't let roof maintenance issues hold you back. RV Roof Magic is the only liquid butyl rubber in the world that offers a one-coat, no primer coverage and a 10-year warranty. Visit rvroofmagic.com/RVLife and extend your roof another 18 to 20 years.
When you cross the state line, it says, "Welcome to Maine." It says "Vacation Land," right?
Absolutely.
It says it on all of the license plates. And I'm here with
Kitty Winship.
and Kitty. You are, I'm told, the president of the Maine Campground Owners
I
Association.
am.
Is that the right word?
Maine Campground Owners Association, yes.
Okay. You look so much younger here than in the pictures there
Oh, well,
that you've
thank
been
you.
in those brochures. So tell us why Maine is the place to go. It should be the main attraction for your next vacation.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think Maine is a great spot to come to vacation because we have so many different regions of camping options. You can camp one weekend on the coast and just a few hours north be back in the woods and lakes and mountains region. A little bit further up down in the county, You can see Acadia. There's just so many options right within the borders of Maine.
And like today, we're here in first week of April.
Yes.
You could ski and go to Old Orchard at the same
Yes, absolutely.
on the same day. So you get people from all over the country that come to your property,
We do,
right?
yeah.
Tell us about your property, which is Papoose Pond, and it says family campground, but it's not just for families, it's run by a family.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm a second generation owner of the park. My husband and I run it now with our management team. We have 188 campsites and 62 cabins. So kind of our claim to fame is you can camp your way. And we have so many family attractions and activities and fun things to do.
Okay, so talk about Camp Your Way with the cabins, because so many people think that, well, I can't go camping unless I own a trailer.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, like I said, 62 cabins, and we have everything from rustic cabins that just have some bunk beds and 4 walls, all the way up to 3 and 4 bedroom cottages right on the water with
Okay.
full kitchens and bathrooms. We even have some beautiful modern park models that are essentially like a hotel room in the woods.
So really the options for camping today are not limited to towing something with you.
No, absolutely not. The options are really limitless at this point.
Did COVID have a big impact on the cabins? Did a lot of people want to get out of the hotels and come camping? Like it did with buying
Absolutely,
RVs.
yeah. We definitely had a boom coming out of COVID and lots of new campers into the space, which is always great to bring new people into the camping family.
Have they stayed in
Yes,
the family?
we've had a lot of great people who came in during that time frame and who have become repeat customers.
Okay. So tell us where you're located, because you are not right down southern Maine.
No,
You're-
we are in Waterford, Maine, which is western in the Lakes and Mountains region. So we're about an hour north of Portland.
Or you can go to New Hampshire and take a right.
Yeah, or about 45 minutes straight across the border from New Hampshire.
Okay, and it's Papoose Pond, and we'll be watching for you. Where else should we go? Where else
Well,
should we?
There's lots of great parks in Maine, but one of my favorites is definitely Old Orchard Beach Campground in Old Orchard Beach.
And Mandy happens to be right here.
That's right.
Huh? Didn't we make that easy?
Yes.
Right? So Mandy,
How are you?
what was that song?
We're in Waterford.
That Barry Manilow song? Oh,
Yes, we're not singing the song.
we're not going to sing.
No.
Do you guys want to sing the song?
We won't sing it. Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Will they clean the room out if they start singing?
I don't know. I've never heard them sing.
Okay. So tell us about your place. And, when you think of Old Orchard, you think of people from Quebec.
Yes,
And a lot of the signs are in both French and English.
right.
But people from all over the world come to Old Orchard, right?
They do. Yeah. We have lots of travelers from all over the country.
And even a stop on the Downeaster,
Right.
right?
Yep, the Amtrak stops right on 1st Street in Old Orchard.
So that's not too far from you guys, right?
No, just a couple miles.
You could take the train from Boston, or actually from New York and switch in Boston and that
Right.
type of thing. So Old Orchard is cool because you got the pier and a real cool beach.
Yeah, there's 7 miles of sand there, very clean. Central location, you can branch out and be in different areas very quickly. Kennebunkport, Portland.
And families as well,
Right.
big time families.
Yep. Lots of families. This campground has been family owned for the last 50 years.
50 years.
Yep.
You part of the family?
No.
No, you're not part of the family. Okay. But the whole thing is this: you've got. Let's come over here. Let's see what you got here. You got cabins and even you got that. What do you call it? That trolley that takes
the
you
trolley
around,
runs Father's Day weekend to Labor Day every year.
and that'll take you
Takes
from
you
the beach
downtown.
to your place and
Right.
everywhere else. Okay. So give us a website that people can find out about you guys.
Our website is gocamping.com.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, it's a great site.
Okay. Old Orchard. Thanks so much. So from northern Maine to southern Maine out to central Maine, we're here with Billy at Loons Haven. You got kind of a unique situation because you're not on the ocean, but you're on a beautiful
Yeah, the lakes region of Maine is definitely something to give people. You've got the mountains, you've got the lakes, and you've got the ocean in Maine, so there's lots to see, but the lakes are just so beautiful in Maine. Swimming, fishing, boating, kayaking is just an amazing place to be.
And these are good-sized lakes.
Yes.
These are not ponds.
No, these are big lakes. Like Sebago Lake is huge lake.
Yeah. So when people come to your place, not far from the city, not far from Portland, right? Just up.
Yep, we're about 50 minutes northwest of Portland.
North of Portland. So what other attractions do you have nearby?
So we have a lot of restaurants. We've got, because of the lakes, we have the Songo River Queen. So it's a retro paddle boat type thing. You can do a tour around Sebago Lake. We have a lot of rentals type of things. You can rent a boat, go out there, and there's just a lot of things to see. Like as far as covered bridges are not far from us. You can take a drive and go see those.
So if you live in New York City, you haven't seen a covered bridge.
Probably not. Probably
you haven't
not.
seen a covered bridge. How about your audience? Where are they coming from, Billy?
Most of our people are actually coming from Massachusetts, Connecticut area. We do have some people from northern Maine who come down to the lakes region, but definitely from that lower area of Massachusetts.
Okay. And how about a website where people can...
So our website is loonshaven.com. You can see all of our availability, see all of our units. We have pictures of all our sites, so you can see what the campground's all about.
Great. And you're open from...
May 15th to October 15th.
Or if it snows early or late.
Oh my goodness,
No,
let's not say that.
Now, let me ask you this question right now. Here, we're in the first couple weeks of April.
Yes.
You got snow on the ground?
We still have snow at the campground.
So
yes.
it'll be muddy in a short period of time.
Yes, unfortunately go through mud season, but hopefully get some warm weather so it'll dry out and we can open.
Yeah. So all summer long, Loons Haven. Go see Billy and the crew, and I'm sure that you'll have fun.
Thank you.
There's so much to do and see in the great state of Maine, and one of the cool places I've heard is Martin Stream Campground in Turner, Maine. Our friend Zach. Zach, tell us where Turner, Maine is.
Turner, Maine is 45 minutes north of Portland, 3 hours from Boston, right above Lewiston, Auburn.
And it looks like the scenery, regardless of the season, is breathtaking.
It is. It truly is. It's a beautiful place.
How many sites, and where do your people come from?
We have 56 sites, all blended between seasonal and waterfront sites. Everyone comes from a little bit around New England area and most of the state of Maine.
Okay. So you can stay for the whole season?
Yep.
Or the weekend, or a night or two, whatever you want.
Exactly. Yep.
Any special features that you tell people about at your place?
We have 24 miles worth of glassy, canoeable, kayakable, and fishing water.
Say that again.
24 miles worth of canoeing and kayaking and fishing.
That's right, accessible from the campground.
Correct, yes. Right off your site, actually.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
People know that when they come, and they come with the... Can
Yep.
you rent a canoe, or do you have to bring one?
Nope, you can rent your canoe, kayak, paddle boats, paddle boards.
Families doing that now?
They do, yes.
With,
yeah, it's actually growing.
Growing
We've
and
seen that
bigger
it's
and
actually
bigger.
growing. A lot of people want to be
Bigger.
more outside, more on the water.
Yeah. And how long you been involved?
This is my 10th year.
10th year? Okay, and who are these guys?
I got a couple seasonals and my father who owns it with me.
Where's your dad?
Right at the end.
Right down the end. Okay. So we want to thank you so much for taking time. We are here to, isn't this a great show?
It is. It's
Here
a
in
fantastic show.
We're in just outside in Auburn.
Auburn, yes.
I was told that they're the twin cities, Lewiston and Auburn, right?
I call it the upgraded version of LA.
The upgraded version. Okay, so Turner, Maine is the place. Go see Zach, and I'm sure you'll have fun.
Thank you.
And of course, we couldn't be in the great state of Maine without visiting our friends at Spacious Skies. We're here with Bobby. And Bobby, you're from way up in, point out to where you're at.
We're up at Boston Woods in Abbott, near Moosehead Lake.
And that is, I think we just joked that you are closer to Montreal than you are to Boston.
That is correct, yeah.
Right? But if somebody wants to see beautiful skies and beautiful constellations and all that other stuff without the interference from city lights, you're the place to go, right?
That's correct.
Tell us about your property.
My property is right on the Appalachian Trail line, and we are direct access ATV friendly. We also host,
ATV friendly.
yes, yes, we host star parties as well as engagement with dark sky friendly
Dark
advice.
skies. That was the topic.
Yeah.
Okay, that we talked about, and they can just go to what? SpaciousCampgrounds.com. Is that?
That's correct. Or camp@balsamwoods.com.
Oh, camp@balsamwoods.com. So there you go. Thank you so much, and maybe we'll see you this summer.
That sounds great.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Camper Report Show. My guests this morning are Kevin and Patrice McCabe, and you should know them as the founders and originators and producers and stars of RV There Yet. Yeah, that business card must be getting pretty filled up between your own accolades and the
especially
sponsors.
for him.
How you been?
All is good. All is good. Very busy. Actually finishing up season 4 right now, and actually already planning season 5. So busy year for us.
Yeah, we're on the road filming. We just got back to Tampa. We're editing, and then we turn right back around and film again. So it's fun. We're not complaining.
I didn't catch it when it aired on Saturday, but the premiere of season 4, but I did go back and look at it in the afternoon. And yeah, the show is so unique and so different. And it's a combination of everything between your skills in front of the camera, your crew, the quality of the videos. Tell everybody, for those that may not know you, may not have seen the program yet, how you started, but then let's talk about the program for season 4 and going forward.
Well, we've been doing a fishing show previous to this for 23 years, and that really is where I cut my teeth in the television business, and certainly Discovery Channel. And we carried over the same concept with this travel show, as we wanted to make it feel like a movie. And that is that we do multiple takes so that you get different camera angles. And when you watch the show, it really feels seamless. It feels very, I say it like a movie. We produce it that way specifically for the impact on the audience. It just feels nice. Now, I would love to go to an hour, because a half an hour, it really kind of goes quickly.
It does.
But my idea is that we don't spend a super long amount of time so that the viewer wants to go learn more. So we don't overindulge on too many subjects, and we try to do them very quickly. But that's season 4. Talk about season 4.
Well, I'm going to back up a little bit, because it's his brainchild, was the concept of RV There Yet. We were sitting in a meeting with Discovery discussing the fishing show, and they said, during COVID, what are you going to do with your airtime? And this one just throws out, how about an RV show? Because we've been RVers since 2004. The whole time I'm in the meeting, I'm like, just keep your face, check your face. And we left that meeting, and I said, what RV show are you talking about? And who's hosting it? So here we are 4 seasons later, and it has to be the caveat to me agreeing to being in front of the camera was it has to be authentic to the way we travel. We want to go into a place and explore, hike, bike, learn history, find foods and local shopping, and again, celebrating America for its uniqueness. So what you see on the show is truly how we like to travel. And we throw in a few little tips on things that we've done throughout our RVing, experience. I love his format is that we're not going to slow it down and do something in depth, and by the way, this is how I do this. We're not going to do that. It's just we want people to be inspired and motivated. And it's just, that's what it is.
Well, it does. You're right, Kevin. It really does flow like a movie, and it's there, and then it's over. But I think that works to your benefit also, because people say, "Oh, I can't wait till next week and see what they're going to do next week." So, what are some of your favorites from the filming and production of season 4?
For me, one we just shot was Myrtle Beach. We just got back from the Grand Strand, as they call it, which is, I don't know if you know this, Bob, but Myrtle Beach, 60 miles there in South Carolina, has the most RV campsites on
Yeah.
the beach than anywhere in the world. And
Yeah.
so I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
learning that and experiencing a beach that has so many campsites right next to it, to us, I mean, for me, growing up in Cocoa Beach, I really enjoyed Myrtle Beach. What about you?
For me, obvious answer. We went to Nebraska and we went to Iowa this season. We went to Nebraska again and we did some more state parks. Did a really fun historical park.
Yep.
Wait until you see that one.
One of my favorite segments.
Yeah. And then we went to Ames, Iowa, and we got to tailgate on campus for a Cyclones football game. And we had the best barbecue in town. The folks in the Ames Chamber, they were so gracious, really fun. I think that was our cruise favorite episode because of just some of the stuff we did.
I think the Rail Explorers.
Yeah.
We rode these special cars that they had that go on the train tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 150 foot up on this
Over the Des
bridge
Moines River
with
Valley.
no sides. I mean, there is no sides. You're literally on this train track and looking over the side of this bridge. And that segment came out really nice too. But again, for me, it's always how the segment comes out and how it moves us. And Patrice mentioned the historical piece in our 4th episode. It'll be in 3 weeks on Nebraska. We went into what do they call that? The live history or living history, to where the people are dressed up. And so when you see this segment, it's one that really kind of moves me. It brings a tear to my eye because it's just something that it's history, the 1800s, and we brought it back to life in this segment. And I think people are really going to love this segment because we went to black and white and all the people are doing what they do, all dressed up like the 1800s. And it really hit home for me.
Well, that sounds fantastic because you go to visit all of these historical sites and it's in the moment versus living in the past and putting in character. That sounds fantastic.
This is a unique park too. It's a historical park. Managed by the state park system in Nebraska. And they do these living history weekends where all of these people really do hone their craft. Like you had coopers and a silversmith and a blacksmith and seamstresses, people on looms. And it was, they really truly love the history of it, and sharing it with us was amazing.
Well, the other thing that you do very well, I'm curious as to whether it was by design or it kind of gravitated as you got into your 2nd and 3rd seasons, but you work with so many of the chambers and commons and the state parks. The state parks are fantastic. That one in Ohio, I never heard of Portsmouth, Ohio. I can't tell you how many times I've been to Ohio. I never heard of it. It's not like, oh yeah, I remember that. I don't remember seeing the sign. I saw Portsmouth and I said, oh, they're in New Hampshire. And I said, where is this town?
Yeah.
But between that and the state parks, did that kind of grow on you, or by design in going out the gate with season 1, did you say we're going to do the state parks and national parks?
We are state park nerds. I mean, we truly do. Even when we're just on the road and we're going someplace, we often look for a state park to stay overnight. Because it's going to be safe, beautiful. It's going to have some really nice amenities for the most part. But you're going to have a natural resource or something there that once we get there that night, we love to go for a walk. So learning about those state lands that are set aside for all of us, it was important for us. Then coming from Nebraska, being able to work with them for 4 seasons in a row, kind of just snowballed going to the state parks in every state, and saying, you really need to show off. And just you gave us the best compliment by saying, I didn't even know that this existed until I saw your show. So that's what we want to do.
And I think also the state parks need help. I mean, it's one of those things that, they're overshadowed by the national parks. And so for us, one of the things we've seen over the last 4 years is the amount of money that's being put into the state parks. We hear so much that, oh, I can't get in that state park because my rig's too big. Well, we're finding and hearing from all over the country that the state parks are working to accommodate these bigger rigs, because obviously when they built some of these parks years ago, we didn't have the rigs we have now. And certainly that's something I think they're accommodating.
And we're also finding that the state parks, even if you're not an RVer, you can go in and enjoy them and stay. They have lodges and cabins, because they realize not everybody's going to camp. Not everybody's going to RV. So they are catering to just the traveler and the tourist.
I was surprised. I was surprised to see that some of these parks, like on this last, the first episode here, that they had cabins also, which are part of it. And there's one, there's, because you're in Florida and I'm in Florida, but Koresh State Park up in Estero, they've got glamping tents.
Yeah.
And there's one over in Naples that does glamping tents. So the state parks, and I know John was down for about 7 weeks. No, yeah, about 7 weeks, and he stayed in Florida with his motorhome, and he went around, and he never thought of staying in a state park. And somebody said, "Go to this state park," and he was right on the water.
Yeah.
The scenery was fantastic. The site was clean. The people were friendly.
Yeah.
I think they're really hidden gems, and more people have to figure it out.
Well, and that's exactly it. I mean, you're stealing my words. I mean, hidden gems for
And
sure.
I haven't talked to you for 6 months.
But it is the hidden gems, and I think that's what we found over the years. We went to the first one we did in our second season, Amicalola Falls in Georgia, in north central Georgia, up in the mountains, and that's a state park. And again, that's how we started to really fall in love with them, is that it's so unique, it's clean, some of the best, beautiful natural resources right there. And now they have glamping tents too. And so a lot of them are doing the same thing. And it's just, they're beautiful.
And I think also too, when we decided to do the show, I mean, it's a travel show. Anybody can do what we're doing. We just prefer to travel in an RV. That's just how we travel. So it really is a show that's opened up to really anybody, because anybody can go stay in the hotel, the lodges, the cabins, or the glamping tents. We prefer just to stay in our RVs. So that's what really I think is taking off with the show, is that we're finding an audience even outside of RVing, and people are starting to go, hey, maybe, I mean, we just found somebody in Myrtle Beach. We learned how to shag dance, Bob, in South Carolina. Shag, yeah, it's a South Carolina thing. Well, sure enough, she watched the first episode, our instructor, and she's now thinking about getting an RV to travel around to do their dance, what they do. So again, it's one of those things that it's exposing people that travel to the RV type of travel. I think that's what's really working out for us.
Well, and there's a blending now of the indoor hospitality business and the hotel world and the outdoor hospitality world between the campgrounds and the glamping tents. And both Hilton and Marriott have made major investments in campgrounds or glamping companies. They understand that their customers want something else also. And you're going to see a lot more people in the hotel industry come into our industry. So we're blending it and putting everybody together. I think the other thing that works in your favor, when you look at the demographics of our industry right now, everybody from a 19-year-old kid getting out of high school and getting a camper van to an 80-year-old couple that wants to trade down from their 45-foot diesel pusher to a 40-footer or something. And you guys, you're kind of Americana at its best. You're not young kids and you're not old, mature people. You really fit. If we took a chart, I think two of you would fit right in the middle of the chart in terms of attractiveness to viewers. Have you felt that as you go along?
Yes, we're finding, because we started doing a seminar series around the country as well, and we kicked it off in January at Gator Ford here in Tampa around the Super Show. Then we went to West Virginia. So we've been doing, and the people that are coming out are really that median age where, they aren't yet retired. We're certainly not retired, but we may be empty nesters, or have older children, and they're able to get out and do it. They're fit financially. They can still go and do things. So for us, we're finding that it's bringing in that middle swath in that demographic, and it's fun to see them because they actually come up with ideas. Hey, have you been here? Have you done this? And we're like, oh, okay. Need to add that to the list.
I think also, Bob, too, FRVA, FMCA, the oldest
Right.
club in the country. They've kind of brought us in and said the exact same thing you just said, is you kind of fit this younger, older, you're kind of right in the middle. And so they've brought us in. We did an episode at the Perry Show to kind of tell their rebranding story and to help them out on this, again, trying to get new members, younger members. So we hear exactly what you're saying and completely agree.
That's right. And you met my friend Uncle Bernie Culloden.
Yes.
And you spent
Yes, we did.
lots of time with Bernie. Bernie's
Yep.
Bernie's on our show tonight up here in RVing in New England.
Yeah, he doesn't have any energy at all, does he?
Yeah. Our guests today are Patrice and Kevin McCabe from RV There at TV. Quickly, I could talk to you for a couple of hours, and we've done that in the past, but
Yes.
we're a little bit limited. But do you want to give us a hint on maybe something else that's coming in season 4, or what you got coming in 5?
Oh gosh.
Elkhart, Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Going to head up to the RVTI. We know that in the RV space, we need more technicians.
Beautiful.
So
Yep.
again, the RVIA and the RVTI has reached out to us again, like you said, to try to reach certainly the older folks who might have children and grandchildren and people that are coming up, that we need these technicians. So that's one to look forward to.
Very excited about that one. We get to go to the RV capital of the world
Yep.
in
Right.
Elkhart. And we are working with Elkhart Chamber as well to show
Sure.
off different parts of it, not just the RV side of it, but the RV Technical Institute is one that's dear to us in that we need tradespeople, whether it's
Oh yeah. Yeah.
HVAC, electrical, you name it. We've got these RVs, we've got a great industry, but we need that service technician. And these are licensed, certified technicians coming out of that school. They're doing good things. So super
are.
excited about that.
Oh yeah. Kurt
Um,
Hemler has done a fantastic job. I met him on day one. In fact, he chased me down in Kentucky. He'd only been on a job a couple of years, and somebody said, "Go talk to Sagami." And he came over. We've got a great relationship, and I support. We support them all the time, and we promote
Yeah.
that. And in terms of careers, yes, we need all those technicians and everything, but they also need a lot of other things in Elkhart. So I don't know if you have any HR people like at Thor or Forest River that might put a couple of sidebars in on the other employment opportunities in Elkhart, because it certainly is growing. And if we're going to make 85% of the RVs in this country in the Elkhart Goshen area, we just got to keep feeding the funnel and get a lot more people out there.
Absolutely. And we hope that, with one episode, we're able to at least help spread that message. Because it is an industry that's very important to us, certainly now. We get to
Well, this week we're going to Tampa. We
Yeah.
do the Tampa RV Super Show this week
on the episode.
and we go do the factory tour for Lithionics lithium batteries. That was
Batteries, yeah.
fascinating in Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
And then we end the show this Saturday at 8:30 on Discovery, with Patrice and I racing at the Motor Enclave, which is Tampa's newest attraction here.
I've
And that is something you have to
It
see.
is. I've been there.
Oh my gosh.
Keystone did a testing there of their ABS brakes,
Yes, they did.
and they had the media day.
Yep.
So I go and I see the truck and the trailer and everything. And I see Jeff Reynolds, the president, and I said, "Get me in line to drive this baby." And he says, "No, you can sit in the passenger seat," but they wouldn't let us drive it. I wanted to get it out there because that was an amazing test that they did with the ABS.
Absolutely.
But that is a great facility.
Yeah. We get to have a little fun. I'm not going to tell you who wins, but
So that's an all Florida show.
Yep.
it is. It's Tampa Bay area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but next season, we're going to start celebrating America's 250th, which is 2026. So
Right.
we're filming. We start this summer filming for next season already. And that I'm really super proud of, because we've got some really cool stops.
Wait till you see our Winnebago
Yeah, wait till
RV.
you
We're
see
getting
the
a
new Winnebago
custom paint job
with
to
CDI.
commemorate the 250th anniversary of our country. So
Yeah.
that we'll let you know when we get that.
You're gonna onward and upward. I'd love to talk to you more, but we need
need to have lunch.
Huh?
We
Yes,
need to have lunch
yes,
again.
we have to. But again, Patrice, Kevin, always a pleasure.
Likewise.
I love everything you're doing. Keep it up, and I know you're going to be very successful with season 4, season 5, and well beyond it. You've done a great job.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity and thank you for the friendship.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye, Bob.